Alright, so now we're going to do function operations. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add f of x plus g of x. So I'm going to take the whole function f of x, which is x plus 8, and I'm going to add to it 2x squared. And there is no simplifying you have to do because there are no like terms. So I'm just going to rewrite them in highest to lowest order. Not something you're required to do, but it is something that's good to get in a good practice of doing. Second one, I'm going to take f of x, which is x plus 8, and I'm going to subtract g of x. So now I'm going to subtract 2x squared. And again, there is no like terms to combine, so therefore you just have to rewrite them. So as negative 2x squared plus x plus 8. G of x minus f of x, I'm going to take 2x squared. And remember, I'm subtracting that entire function f of x. So I have to put the entire function in parentheses. And now I'm going to take 2x squared. I'm going to subtract x, but remember I'm also subtracting 8 because I'm subtracting the entire function. So it's going to turn into 2x squared minus x minus 8. Now I'm going to add f of x plus f of x, which is going to be x plus 8 plus x plus 8. So that's x plus x, which is 2x, 8 plus 8, which is 16. So 2x plus 16. F of x times g of x is going to be 2x squared times x plus 8. And now I'm just going to distribute that 2x to the x and the 8. So 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times 8 is positive 16x squared. F of x divided by g of x is going to be x plus 8 divided by 2x squared. So then you're going to have to think about the domain for this as well, is all real numbers except when the bottom is equal to 0. So when is this bottom going to equal 0? What value of x? So if I put the value of x equal to 0 in here, then that will give me the bottom 0, which I don't want. So it's going to be all real numbers except x equals 0. F of x divided by h of x is going to be x plus 8 over h of x, which is 2x plus 5. Now again, you're going to ask yourself, when is 2x plus 5 going to equal 0? So I'm going to go up here now, and I'm going to solve the equation, when is 2x plus 5 going to equal 0? Now it's a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 5, so those cancel. I'm left with 2x equals negative 5. Divide both sides by 2, and when x is negative 5 over 2 is when the bottom's going to equal 0. So therefore my domain is going to be all real numbers except when x equals negative 5 over 2. And then composition f of g of x, that's when I'm going to take f of x, which is x plus 8, and I'm going to put into it g of x, which is 2x squared. So I'm going to take 2x squared, the whole function, and I'm going to substitute it or replace it, get rid of that, with 2x squared. So if I get rid of that and put that there, it's going to be 2x squared plus 8. Okay, that's your answer. Alright, moving on. Alright, for 29, 30, 31, and 32, these are all composition of functions. So, again, for 29, I'm going to take the function h of x, which is 2x plus 5, and I'm going to put into it g of x. And g of x is 2x squared. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in there. So that's going to replace it. So it's going to be 2 times 2x squared plus, and then that's going to close it off, plus 5. 2 times 2x squared is going to be 4x squared, and then bring down your plus 5. G of h of x is where I take g of x, which is 2x squared, and I put in h of x, which is 2x plus 5. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to substitute it in right here. So when I do that, that's going to be 2 times 2x plus 5, and then square that. Now this is actually going to be a FOIL problem, and I'm not going to take time in this video to do the foiling. But you are going to FOIL the 2x plus 5 and then distribute the 2, which is a very long process. Really, you're just doing the 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5, and then at the end you have to distribute the 2 to all of that. For number 31, you're going to take f of x, which is x plus 8, and you're going to put into it h of x, which is 2x plus 5. So you're going to take this, and you're going to substitute it in to this. So you're going to be 2x plus 5 plus 8. And 5 plus 8 is 13, so you're going to combine those like terms, and it's going to be 2x plus 13. And then finally, g of f of x is where I take g of x, which is 2x squared, and I substitute in f of x, which is x plus 8. And again, this is going to be another FOIL problem. So you're going to take this and put it in here. So that's going to be 2 times x plus 8 squared. And again, you're going to have to do that FOIL with the x plus 8 and then distribute the 2. Okay, but for now, we're just going to leave it like this. Okay, on the next set of functions, you're actually going to evaluate for a given value. So f of g of 3 is going to be, take f of x, which is 3x squared, plus, minus 6, and I'm going to put into it g of x, which is x plus 4. This one's wrong on this paper. X plus 4. Okay? So I'm going to take x plus 4, and I'm going to replace that with this x here. Now, the really nice thing about these is you can just write out the expression, and then notice I'm evaluating it for the value of 3. So now I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to replace the x here. So it's going to be 3 times 3 plus 4 squared minus 6. So now 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 squared is 49. 49 times 3 is 147. 147 minus 6 is 141. So that's your answer. So for these, you're getting a single answer because you're actually going to evaluate it for a given value. G of h of negative 4 is where I take g, x plus 4, and I put it in x squared minus plus 1, which is h, and take that and put it in for x. I'm going to replace it. So that's going to be negative x squared plus 1 plus 4. And now I'm going to replace the x with the negative 4. So that's going to be negative 4 squared plus 1 plus 4. So negative 4 squared. Negative 4 squared is 16. Then negative 16 plus 1 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus 4 is negative 11. Oops, negative 11. Same thing here, and I'm not going to actually bother doing this h of f of x because it's just another composition like we did up here. So if I take f of g of negative 1, that means I'm going to take the function 3x squared plus 6, and I'm going to take the function x plus 4, and I'm going to fill it in here. Sorry, here. Oop. So that's going to be 3 times x plus 4 squared plus 6. And now I'm going to substitute negative 1 in here. So that's going to be negative 1 plus 4, which is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 6 is 33. Alright, and that will do it for composition and function operations. See the final video for inverses.